we're here in the first pack of a Commander Legends draft.
Yeah.
This is Crafting Commander. And there's so many options, okay? I mean, we got 4 minutes, so maybe we can talk a little bit about this format.
I think you can pick anything from this pack and say, hey, I like this card, and pick it. But the two I'm really looking for is because, honestly, I personally have never drafted a Pirates deck and never played Pirates, even when Ixalan was out. And Coercive Recruiter and Breaches seem like the way to go.
Those are both very strong. I completely agree. I actually think those are fantastic first picks. I mean, red isn't normally my favorite color, nor is it my,
Red is mine.
but I think those are excellent first picks to have a red, powerful rare. And you can see down here what it does, but it basically you can steal.
Basically, how
when it enters the battlefield, you can steal some things of your opponent and attack with them. So it's, and then this is a commander. It's an uncommon, but it's a partner commander, and it does awesome things. Okay, whenever one or more pirates you control deal damage to your opponents, exile the top card of each of those opponents' libraries. You may play those cards this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells.
I do want to preface everyone, though, that this set is not based on how good your deck is, but how fun and engaging your deck is.
And I think that's a good point. Okay, so, obviously, we all want to win. We're competitive people. But I think that having fun is one of the most essential parts of the game.
Personally, I feel like the most fun that anyone's going to see is if we Coercive Recruiter and then play Breaches on our turn and steal 2 things. I think people are going to love that a lot, right?
Oh, yeah, I think that's going to be really fun. And looking at this pack, I mean, Kite Sail Corsair might come back, Preordain might come back.
Reclamation Sage is a good pick if you were in
this
green.
Boarding Party might come back, Haste and Cascade, that's fantastic. Anyway, let's start with these.
We might go red-green.
And there's, it still opens a possibility. Picking 2 red cards in our first pack, I think that still leaves us open to a lot of different things.
The only...
Are we going to submit? Should we just go for it? Do you want to talk about any?
No, I was going to talk about how there are no sweepers in this pack. So
sweepers are very important.
Zats will...
Okay, no, that's a good card.
It is, but probably not... we could go for that.
I mean, so this is what this does. It says... I guess it's down here too, but each opponent's... So you can choose one. If you control your commander... As you cast the spell, you can choose both, which is each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with the greatest power, and you exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards, then create X01 black thrill creature tokens, where X is the greatest power among creatures cards exiled this way. So it's probably only going to create like 5, 6, 7, thralls, because it's only one of those creature cards, but exiling everybody's graveyard and making them exile a creature is pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's good in the right situation, but most people are using their graveyard in this format because of Encore, so it actually is good.
Yeah.
For cards that are in our deck, Fiery Cannonade, Preordain,
Fiery Cannonade, Brazen Freebooters. Oh, there's a Preordain too. Yeah. Those are all strong. I think Interpret the Signs is also pretty strong. Scry 3, then reveal the top card. You can draw cards. You go to cards, give it a mana cost.
Although there is a good elf card.
It's a very good elf card.
I do think we should do an elf draft soon, but...
I mean, we don't have to be married to this first pick. I love these first 2 picks, and I really do want to be able to play them. But elves are very strong. I think the Scaled Behemoth is very strong.
I say... In my opinion, I say we take the Fiery Cannonade and Imperious Perfect in case, like, some really good elves pass around and all the pirates get taken away.
Now, Fiery Cannonade kills all the elves.
Yeah.
That's something you can think of. Fiery Cannonade also kills all the thralls.
But it is a sweeper.
There's also this Brazen Freebooter that might come back. I think the strongest cards are these 4, personally, and the Fiery Cannonade.
I say, because Preordain comes by a lot. And it's a
I mean, and this is the other thing. Like in a Storm deck or in a Vintage Cube draft or whatever, I feel like Preordain is very strong. I think that the card draw, the scrying of it, although it's strong and it's valuable, is not as big. In fact, I would say that bombs, like big beefy spells like the Scaled Behemoth, are so valuable in this format because they're just hard to deal with. And you're going to get to the late game, you're going to be able to cast those spells.
There is also Staunch Throne Guard, which we have not talked about. It is the common Become the Monarch card the construct.
this one.
Yeah.
And that's a colorless. There's also the Thorn of the Black Rose that makes you become the Monarch.
I say, personally, we take Fiery Cannonade and Imperious Perfect.
Like blue's the other pirate card, and so the Interpret the Signs would probably get played if we took it.
Yes, but we aren't blue yet.
I don't know. I almost think we should take these two.
If you want to take those two, I'm fine with it.
And that sends a strong signal to someone that, hey, we're not green.
Again, this is your draft. I'm here to say, hey, maybe
I say we do this. Let's do this. Let's try to do blue red pirates and
see how it goes.
And again, we're going to be open. We're going to see what else comes, but
Thirst for Knowledge and Kitesail Skirmisher is actually a card I really like personally.
Yeah, this one with Encore. So Encore is one of the new abilities in the Commander Legends that allows you to, when it's in your graveyard, you can pay its Encore cost, and then you put a number of tokens. So you exile the original card. You put tokens into play equal to the number of your opponents.
Yeah.
So if you only have one opponent remaining, you're only going to get one copy of the card. But if you have 3 opponents, which is what you normally have in these long Commander games, then you're going to get 3 copies, and each of those have to attack a different opponent.
Personally, since I think you want to go blue-red pirates, I say we do Kitesail Skirmisher and Thirst for Knowledge. Thirst for Knowledge is a very good card draw spell in this format.
It is.
And the pirate deck actually wants some artifacts.
It probably does. This is also a good card to mention. This is the Kraken that costs 8 mana. So one thing to keep in mind is this is a commander. I mean, this is a legendary creature that has partner. And so we could, this could fill our blue slot in our deck and allow us, and this could be our second commander in our pirate, even though it's not a pirate. It's, it is, we only have, I mean, it does encourage you to go to big things, and this is 8 mana, which is quite a bit. But it has a pretty powerful effect as well.
Yeah, I do believe that lots of people aren't looking at these big drops and expecting them to be good. So I do believe that Brian Lynn might come back, although some people like to preface that they take commanders so they have options.
They have options, and I think that's valid. I mean, we could also take this other common, but I like to lean towards uncommons and rares, just because I think you're gonna see them a lot less frequently. And often the uncommons have a lot more swing and power in the game.
Yes. We might need some mana rocks soon, considering I'm looking at our curve right now.
Yeah, but I'm not too worried. But should we take these two?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
We got the turtle.
Okay.
The turtle.
The turtle does not have red in its mana cost, but it is
a turtle.
It's foily.
But this is Phantom. You chose to not do the Phantom.
Oh, you're right. This is Phantom. So,
personally, Impulsive Pilfer is a very good early game pirate.
Okay, 1 mana. When it dies, you create a treasure token, and it has Encore for 4, which, if you have 3 opponents, again, would get you 3 treasure tokens guaranteed because you sacrifice those tokens that are the copies at the end of the turn.
There's another Thirst for Knowledge. I think too many Thirst for Knowledge is a trap, but I do think that is an option. As well as Prosperous Pirates and another Kitesail Skirmisher. Prosperous...
I mean, if we wanted to go deep, we could just take these 2 pirates, because I think Prosperous Pirates is also solid.
Well, Impulsive Pilfer is pirate.
Impulsive Pilfer is also pirate, and it's in red.
I feel like the Pilferer is actually a very good pirate, because it's a good early drop, and you can chump with it, and then get some mana out of it.
Yeah. I think late game, it's a late game draw where you're like, ugh.
Yeah, but then you
Here's the other card I just want to mention, and that is Maelstrom Colossus. I think that Cascade is incredibly powerful. 8 mana, you think, well, 8 mana is a lot. But again, these games go late. I think you have a very high chance of getting to 8 mana and being able to Cascade and be able to cast, basically, it's drawing a card. It's like 2 for 1 always, because not always, but typically you're going to cast the other spell.
Yeah.
If you Cascade into a counter spell, then you're like, oh, that sucks. But you're gonna get this plus another body for 8 mana, and I think that's an incredible value. Okay. I mean, we got 1 Thirst for Knowledge.
Personally, my picks are Impulsive Pilfer and Prosperous Pirates, or Impulsive Pilfer and Kitesail Skirmisher.
My picks are these 2.
Really?
Okay. I really think the Colossus is really powerful, and with this effect, you can give the Colossus flying. And having 2 of them, I mean, that's...
I do believe that Impulsive Pilfer is much more valuable in the pirate deck, but if you want to go for those 2, that is...
I kind of do. And who knows? And this is something that, again, it might come back. I think a 1 mana 1/1...
I don't know. The Impulsive Pilfer likes to be in multiple decks.
It's the only red card that's come back, so...
Yeah, I think
I'm just going to go.
All right. Supreme Will and Goblin Trailblazer.
So this is a pirate, a 2/1 menace in a multiplayer game. I mean,
it also looks like
at 40 life.
There's a lot of green and black cards that are good, like Thorn of the Black Rose and.
But here's the other thing to talk about. Okay, the reason these kite sail skirmishers are so good with this commander with breaches is because you're giving your stuff flying. You're giving him flying. He has menace.
Yeah, but
and so having other pirates with menace, it just makes it so that you can cast a lot of stuff from your opponents.
But then again, we also want to steal from our opponents and not really cast our big end threats. So.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, Maelstrom Wanderer may be like, okay, awesome, but if we're just casting our opponent's stuff, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like Supreme Will a lot, and I actually like the Trailblazer. But I think this is a strong blue card.
Yeah.
And I like this guy. What do you think?
I think reds and white is being cut, honestly, but I think those are two very good pickups. I'm saying we might want to go into a different color if red does not work out.
These are good, strong green cards. I like these, you know.
Yeah,
but I think we stay the course for now.
Okay.
I actually love this card. I think this card is fantastic.
I'm still a little spiteful because my Goblin Boy didn't get played, but that's okay.
Your Goblin? Oh, you mean the little guy?
Yeah. Okay, Freebooter came back. That's a good sign. Because it is a pirate.
Yep. This makes anything into a pirate.
True.
Okay. So that's something, but it's also really expensive.
I think Spectral Searchlight is probably better.
I think so too. Now we're seeing again the mana rocks, like they're pretty valuable, but they're coming pretty late.
Either that or Renegade Tactics.
See, and I think that's a one-time effect.
Yeah, but we do want.
I mean, we do want to be able to make things so they can't block. Okay, I can see that. I like the Freebooter. It's a pirate. It gives you a treasure and the Spectral.
I'm just saying, if Renegade Tactics was like in a different pack and these two other picks weren't there, I think Renegade Tactics as a 1-of would be pretty good.
Yeah, maybe. Let's try these. Okay.
Forceful Denial is actually decent.
I think it is too. Even if I were to cascade into Forceful Denial from Maelstrom Colossus, which would be a sad day, I think it's still worth it because it itself has Cascade.
I also think taking a black card here, like Thorn of the Black Rose or Viserys Seer or Elvish Doomsayer, might be good for our
Viserys Seer is very strong. I agree. Like Viserys Seer in the black-red sack deck is incredibly strong.
But blue is getting past late.
But we got some blue picks as well.
So I think Force Denial and Thorn of the Black Rose is probably the two picks because if blue-black is open and red is not open, then Thorn of the Black Rose and Forceful Denial are probably good picks instead of Viserys Seer. Because Viserys Seer goes really good in the red-black sack deck, but I think Thorn of the Black Rose and Forceful Denial are pretty good.
I think we definitely want the Forceful Denial. In fact, let's go ahead and move that to deck. Okay.
I think Scholar of the Stars as well is good.
I think Scholar of the Stars, if we have an artifact, and right now we only have 2 artifacts and one of them is an 8-drop. And so but I think we'll get more, and this just draws a card. It's 4 mana for a 3/2, which is not great.
We have Phrasen Freebooter, which makes treasures.
Yep, he does. Okay.
Every pirate.
Skyraker Giant, I think, is just meh. I think Scab Goliath is actually pretty strong. And he's a 6 mana, 6/9 trampler. Yes, you have to exile 2 creature cards from your graveyard.
I think
that's what I think.
Okay, you can take that. That's fine. It's your choice.
Or you think Thorn of the Black Rose?
I think Thorn of the Black Rose.
Okay, we'll take Thorn of the Black Rose.
Because in case black is open, as you can see, black is very open from this pack, and same with
so is green. This is like a really strong green card.
I say take.
There's the Haunted Cloak, which is, it's not that great. It's just, but it's Vigilance, Trample, and Haste.
It's always decent.
It's just something. There's the Scrap Diver Serpent.
I think the Serpent's a good big drop, and if I think that's a good one because a lot of people are playing Mana Rock, so I think the Serpent.
Should we just take these two?
No, I think we should take the Serpent and another black card in case red doesn't pan out.
Okay. I don't think this is great, and I don't think this is great. I guess it's a Death Toucher.
Yeah. I think that's fine because I think green ship has sailed.
Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Vigilance. Is there something that we want that's Vigilance? There's Colossus, that would be awesome with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste.
Trample is pretty good on any pirate if we keep the pirate route. So maybe Haunted Cloak is the option, but I do think that black and green are very open.
Yeah, I just don't think this is
Okay.
Okay.
Kaiso Corsair came back, but you see no red has come back.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Crow of Dark Tidings is not bad. Some people are really averse to having their cards milled. I think that's fine. I mean,
It's card advantage in the right deck. So,
card advantage in the right deck. I think this is also fine.
yeah.
So I'm just
both
going to
are
take
fine.
those two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put these in my sideboard.
Yeah. Honestly, based on what I'm seeing, is if we cut red more deeply, we probably in this next pack we would see a lot more red.
I'm going to put Thorn over here right now.
Yeah. Hull Breacher is a great pirate.
That is a great pirate.
Togo's
So this is
fun.
interesting. Whenever a land is battlefield under your control, you create a colorless equipment artifact token named Rock.
Togo is a very fun commander.
I mean, it's just some free damage if you have some mana floating around, you know, that you can
As
deal,
well
you can ping stuff.
as we
It's any
actually-
target.
We actually kind of like artifacts because pirates like artifacts, and I've told you this several times.
It's not a pirate, but it's still okay. I mean, there's Armillary Sphere.
Which is, in my opinion, it's overhyped, but I do see why it's useful.
There's also Aqueous Form and
Personally,
Pilgrim's Eye.
Hull Breacher and Togo seem good, or Hull Breacher and Pilgrim's Eye in case we get a third
these
third
two.
color.
I like these two.
Okay, we go, we pick, we go.
So right now, I'm thinking Breaches is our commander. And again, you have this option in this format that if you don't get your other color of legendary creature,
You get the.
then you can put in a Prismatic Piper as your second partner commander, and then you just choose a color, and that's what Prismatic Piper
We
is.
would still like a pirate.
We absolutely would still like a pirate, and there's plenty of blue legendary
We might
creatures
even get
pirates available. So
the blue.
I'm hoping one of those
aggressive
comes
pirate
around, but-
commander. So.
and I know that some people may really disagree with this pick, the Maelstrom Colossus.
No, I think it was a good pick.
But
I just think the other pick was better for the deck. To be honest with you, like Maelstrom Colossus is a very good pickup, and I would be fine if we picked that up later. But that one drop is very valuable in red. A lot of people prize that card.
Okay.
Because it's very.
And maybe I just
good.
don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it played, and so if we see another one, we'll just grab it.
I don't know. I felt like that was the good, but Maelstrom Colossus is also a very good pick. I'm prefacing this
Yeah,
now.
we'll see what and again, we're going to see how this plays out. So something to keep in mind is we're building a 60 card deck, and that's 60 cards, including your commander/commanders.
Yeah. We should probably put all the commanders we can put in to the side, like Breaches and Togo.
We'll just put them over here, you mean?
Yeah, like so we know what commanders we can pick from, and Togo would also.
Yeah, so
be-
far, these are only 2 legendary creatures, and I'm
But-
obviously leaning towards Breaches.
A lot of people pass legendaries later down the line.
These are both
when they don't need
goblins.
it.
That's noteworthy.
Obeka is interesting.
Okay.
We could splash black, but Merchant Raiders is so powerful.
Merchant Raiders is really good. I actually like this speculative pick.
I think Trove Tracker is also insane.
Oh, you're right.
So I think we have a decision to make. Do we stay the pirate course even though red's being cut, or do we take Obeka because we know black's being pushed?
So here's something to consider. Okay, Coercive Recruiter says whenever a Coercive Recruiter or another pirate enters a battlefield under your control, gain control of target creature on its land of turn. Untap that creature until end of turn it gains haste and becomes a pirate.
So then Obeka becomes pretty good.
Obeka becomes insane because you could end the turn before the end of the. Or does that not work? Because
No.
it says at end of turn.
Yeah, if it's at your turn, if you stack the trigger right, if
Until end of turn it gets haste, but it says control
so
target until
how,
end of
how,
turn.
how it works for my father, because how the Obeka trigger works is on your turn, once that trigger says until end of turn, get rid of it, and you make sure that it's on the screen, like on the stack. Then you tap Obeka to end the turn, and then that trigger goes off, and then it doesn't go off again. And
So does that work? Like
Yeah, that works.
Then you keep control of it.
yeah.
Okay, we should probably do that.
So, but Merchant Raiders is the other pick.
I
obviously.
agree. This card is so good.
And we can
guys.
actually put in Thorn of the Black Rose then, and we should probably also get some fixing.
Okay, and we've got a Spectral Searchlight, but now these Armillary Spheres are going to be a
I
lot
would grab,
more valuable.
yeah, Thorn of the Black Rose. I would put in the deck.
Okay,
now.
yeah. So let's put her over there.
Okay. Port Razor is the
What?
pick. Port Razor is the pick. We are not picking anything else but Port Razor. This card is insane. Why did someone pass
Okay,
this?
so this says so like I said, red is flowing like crazy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, the player to our left is not red because this is the second pack, right? Or,
It is. That's what I mean. It's flowing from the other direction. That's right.
No, because the player to our left is not red. At the end of the pack, though, a lot of players
I know,
to our
but that's
right
what
are
I'm
red.
saying. It's flowing from this direction.
Okay.
Okay.
For other picks, Trove Tracker and Dargo. Do you want to tell them what Port Razor does for anyone who's
Sure.
unfamiliar?
We had it up here for a bit, but it says whenever he deals combat damage to a player, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phase. And it says he can't attack a player. It has already attacked this turn.
If an aqueous form is on this guy...
So, if we have an aqueous form on him or whatever, or we give him flying with our kite sail skirmishers, and he gets in, we get another combat step, and he can attack another player. And potentially get into that player. Then we get another combat step to attack the last player.
So personally, for other picks, Trove Tracker is a very good common.
I think so too.
But Dargo is more broken and constructed, but still broken in this format. Because how he works is even through command attacks, if you can sack him a lot of times, you get a lot of value. Because that costs 2 less, stays on permanently.
I see.
But I don't think we can support that unless we get a Viserys here or something like that, where we can keep on sacking him and keep on casting him or 1 red mana.
But why would you want to keep on sacking him?
Well, because how he works is when you sacrifice him, right?
No, when you can cast him when you sacrifice other things.
I know, but I'm saying with Dargo, when you sacrifice all those things, those stay on the stack, right? And so he will always cost that much less. So if you sacrifice him, he'll cost that less.
Okay, I see. So.
And
and 2 less gas for each other artifact or creature you've sacrificed this turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd have to be like a combo in a single turn,
yeah,
right?
I say we do Trove Tracker and Port Razor, but Dargo is a very good card.
I mean, he has trample and he's a pirate.
Sure.
But
Dargo sounds fun, honestly.
Do you want to just try those two?
And we're black, right?
I do like the Trove Tracker a lot.
Yeah, I think we should take Dargo because also blue. Okay. A lot of people didn't draft blue.
Let's try it.
Let's put in Thorn of the Black Rose in the main deck. That's kind of freaking.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I was gonna do that, and then you said, "Oh, you got to take this card. You got to take this card."
Hey, look, there's Captain Vargas Wrath, a very good pirate, and Fathom Fleet Swordjack, another good pirate.
And I think Frenzied Saddlebrute is also a very good red creature.
But I think just Fathom Fleet Swordjack and Captain Vargas.
I like that.
Going pirates with Obeka as our commander is great.
I think so too. I mean, in some ways, I like having Breaches be the commander because I just want to keep on having him come back.
Wait.
But this combo with the corrosive recruiters.
I think Breaches also works with Obeka if you read it. You may play those cards this turn. No, it's this turn. I thought it was you can play those cards until end of turn, and then you can end the turn.
That's okay. And so you be able to claim anytime. Anyway, I think these two are awesome.
Yeah.
So this says whenever Fathom Fleet Swordjack attacks, it deals damage to the player or planeswalker it's attacking equal to the number of artifacts you control.
See how I was telling you pirates
yes,
like
okay,
artifacts?
if I could have had those artifacts.
Yeah.
And then Captain Vargas Wrath says, whenever Captain Vargas Wrath attacks, pirates you control get +1/+1 until end of turn for each time you've cast a commander.
I don't know why I'm loving this deck so much, but I'm loving this deck so much.
Yeah, this is fun. Okay, and Fiery Cannonade and Kite Sail Corsair would also be great.
I think we do need a Fiery Cannonade at some point.
We have one.
Oh yeah, we do. Okay.
But I think the more the merrier. I think those are awesome.
Let's take them.
All right.
Woo!
Victimize. Now that is a good card.
It's a good black card.
It's a great black card because especially if we lose these guys, because these guys are going to be target. Come on.
Okay.
People are going to want to get these cards off the battlefield.
I'm going to use my veto. Can we take the Impulsive Pilfer that's foil?
Okay, yeah. Skyler. I've allowed Skyler
one veto.
No, I'm going to allow you 2 vetoes.
Thank you.
But I think that I do like Bargaining Party.
I think we might also take the Mana Rock.
I think we take Victimize and Pilfer.
I think we take Pilfer and Fire Diamond. Because right now our Mana Rocks are non-existent, and we have been choosing to not pick them up, except for maybe the special.
You're right. We have been choosing not to pick them up. And maybe I'm just more hopeful, but I just want to talk to you about the power of Victimize.
No, Victimize is a very powerful card. I'm just saying
the power of Victimize with these encore cards. Like if we were to do this Impulsive Pilferer, he dies, people just block him and they dies. Then we can cast Victimize and sacrifice one of those encore tokens to get back some of these bomb cards that have gone to the graveyard. Because because they're gonna want to remove Port Razor. They're gonna want to remove Corrosive Recruiter. They're gonna want to remove Breaches.
I'm just saying we will need some mana rocks for our third pack. So if something like Cool comes and we have the chance to pick a mana rock, we probably will have to take that. But Impulse, I'm using my veto right now.
Okay, these are what I'm gonna take.
Okay.
I just think that Victimize is too strong,
Victimize is
especially
great.
if we're choosing to go with black.
Yeah. Hi, Jared. Jared is one of my favorite cards because I love the Monarchy
Okay, let's
mechanic.
look at this. So Jared Cathalion, True Heir.
We're not going to play it, but
When he enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the monarch. You can't become the monarch this turn. If damage will be dealt to Gerard Cathalion while you're the monarch, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
I love this commander because it's a Naya Monarch commander. The only other one we have is Mardu, which I personally really like that direction. And Naya is not really a color where it's like you want to keep the Monarch until you need it, right?
Yeah, I think this is a very strong commander.
But I don't think
we're not going that. I think we're going to go with the Crimson Fleet.
Viscera Seer is pretty good. Same with Nadir.
Viscera Seer.
It's on the right.
Oh yeah.
We should probably take Viscera Seer.
You know, what about this one?
That one's really good in a
Whenever token you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on him. And when he leaves the battlefield, we create that many 1/1 green elves.
That was the other one I said was good because we make treasure tokens and we can sacrifice them to put
like
+1/+1
token.
counter.
That's a kind of token.
Yeah, I was telling you that either one of that or Viscera Seer. Which
I love Viscera Seer.
I think we do want the Crimson Fleet Commandeer, but I think
So here's the other thing to consider is that black is our least prevalent color, and so getting Viscera Seer down. I mean, it's not going to happen.
I think
early on. I
yeah,
mean, this
Nadir is probably the better pick.
Let's try it.
Okay. Training Center.
Oh my gosh! Okay, that's awesome.
I think Boarding Party and Training Center are the two.
There's
picks,
also another fiery candidate.
but there's also Stone Fury, which is removal.
Well, this is removal too, in a way. I mean, and this is like a mass hit of everything.
Yeah. I personally think we should take Training Center and Boarding Party. One Boarding Party in the Pirate deck is actually pretty good.
You know, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
But I actually love getting this pick. This is a great.
Training Center is a great fix.
Okay.
Black cards galore. I love this card, especially in a Pirate deck, because we are attacking a lot.
Yeah, sure. Let's try that. Briarblade. And we could take the Viscera Seer now, or we could take the Wild Celebrants.
Other cards I would notice is the Thalys got passed, even though White's getting cut hard.
Yeah, so no one's in the white-black deck then.
Even though that's a really good commander for the white-black. I think
Viscera
Seer.
You think Viscera Seer?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of artifacts we wouldn't mind killing, but I think just the upside on this is pretty darn strong.
We actually kind of want to steal them with our commanders. So.
Okay, that's a good point.
Valaket and Blade Brand are the only two picks that we care about, but green is also open as you
definitely.
Can see from
this is
pack.
these are not weak cards in the right decks.
Yeah.
So.
We'll take the guy.
Yeah.
I think the green one we won't play though, sadly.
So just so we're clear now, we have 36 picks already.
Yeah.
And we're just now starting the third pack. Okay,
So cards here that are cool. Casket and Jury are pretty cool cards. Jury is the black-red Rakdos commander. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, you put a +1/+1 counter on him. It's good because we have treasures, which we can sacrifice. Ingenuity Engine is actually pretty good as the artifact because it's 7 mana Cascade, and then you can keep on returning it if you sacrifice an artifact. The other cards that are good are Kesket. Kesket allows us to sacrifice 3 other artifacts or creatures and look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 into your hand and the other into your graveyard.
Okay.
The Exquisite Huntsmaster is also pretty good because when it dies, we create a 1/1. Not bad. And now it says Encore. And then last but not least, there's Fleshback Marauder.
So here's what I'm leaning towards.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 cards that I'm really eyeing more than any others right now. One is the Jury, Master of the Review, because whenever we sacrifice a permanent, so we sacrifice these tokens at the end of the turn, all the Encore things.
I think my favorite thing to do with Jury right now is if we look at our Dargo pick, and we sacrifice a lot of things with Dargo. Dargo is our 7 mana 7/5 trampler, and we can sacrifice a ton of things.
Yeah. I also really like the Rupture Spire and the Pilgrim's Eye.
We should probably take Fixing. I totally forgot.
So, so we could take both of these, and that would be some fixing. I think we definitely want to take the land because it is if we're doing the 3-color deck, It's just a land slot. It doesn't take away from our other slots in our deck.
Even though,
And then it's just between the Jury and the Pilgrim's Eye.
I think Jury is better for our deck.
I think you're
because
right.
it's kind of cooler, and I think going for cool factor is probably better.
Cool factor is pretty important to me as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Go. Oh, look at all these green.
Look at all these green cards. This is like crazy.
So we already solidified our colors. So,
I think so too.
So now
these are all fantastic cards. The Abomination of Llanowar is kind of an elf creature commander.
It's actually one of the coolest looking commanders.
It's got some great flavor tags. Sifter Worm is incredibly powerful. And Stinger Fling Spider, I think, is also very powerful.
Also, Annoyed Altasar, I personally love.
So here's one that's interesting.
I think we should take it just because...
Whenever one of our cards leave your graveyard, create a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. So this is, whenever you encore, you get a 2/2 zombie token.
So here's what I personally believe we should take. I think Tormod, Goblin Trailblazer, we should take one of those two. And then we should take an artifact, because we kind of want those.
And I think that Prophetic Prism is probably the one.
Yeah. It's either that or Universal Solvent, because Universal Solvent is removal.
Yeah, I think that the color fixing, I mean, I'm thinking more...
Yeah,
like,
but I think...
This allows us to draw a card. We can sacrifice it to Dargo. And
then Tormod.
And then Tormod.
Tormod is, I think, a pretty cool pickup, especially if we go more combo-y based. Pirate number...
Yeah!
We got all of the pirate legends.
Okay, so this is exciting. Whenever Zara Renegade Recruiter attacks, look at defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking that player.
That is an amazing pickup. Now,
and it's got flying.
Now we have a really hard choice, though.
We really do, because I think Obeka is so great, and you know, some of these black picks that we picked up are are pretty excited about. But I'm almost wondering if it's not stronger to just forego the black. It's going to be a tighter deck.
But I think we should do something more fun.
I agree. I think that she would be pretty fun, but she's not a pirate herself.
So let's talk about the other
He
picks,
is a pirate.
Though. If we want to go the black route, I think Eyeblight Coulters is a pretty good pickup. Because when it dies, it creates 3 1/1s that we can then sacrifice to do more things.
Okay.
As well as Trove Tracker is an amazing pirate, and Murder is a good removal spell.
Murder's good. So we don't have a lot of removal, but we have we're stealing all their stuff, you know.
Yeah. I say we take Trove Tracker and Zara.
And Zara.
Yeah.
I think so too.
And I like
Obeka, this pick a lot.
We will need more things for, but if we get those things...
Yeah, so let's keep our eyes open.
Yeah.
I think it's still a possibility, but I really like these two picks.
Yeah, those are two great pickups. Sakashima, yes, please.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, a human rogue, legendary creature. You may have Sakashima of 1,000 Faces enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature you control, except it has Sakashima of 1,000 Faces' other abilities. And it says the legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control.
Yeah.
So what that means is that we could have it come into play as a copy of Obeka or Breaches or Zara, and
it works wonders. The other pick, Fall from Favor, is a very good removal spell.
Yes, it is.
Wrong Turn, though, it's like half of a removal spell and really good with Obeka.
Okay, it's really good with Obeka?
Because here's the thing. If you choose, let's say the opponent's attacking a player, and you choose the wrong turn their creature to give to them, this allows you to politics and say, hey, would you like to end the turn with Obeka? Because you can make them end the turn if they choose to. I think Fall from Favor is the better card, but Wrong Turn is more fun.
And we did talk about fun. I think that the better card for our deck is either Fall from Favor or Trove Tracker along with I think we're definitely going to do Sakashima. Let's go ahead and move that to deck. Okay, so we have one more pick.
I think Fall for Favor is the pick.
I think it is too. Spectral Searchlight is also something to consider, especially if we're really on board of doing Obeka. But now that we got this commander, I'm really leaning towards just doing her. I think we just do Fall from Favor.
I do think Fall from Favor, but if we were in the world of Obeka, I think that would have been a good pick.
Okay. There are so many blue cards here. There's also a Makeshift Munitions, which is definitely noteworthy.
I think Makeshift Munitions we take if we actually want to combo off with Obeka, but from what I've heard from you, you don't want to.
I don't think I do. And I mean, there was that Jury we picked up. Jury Master Review, which is great with makeshift munitions
Honestly,
as well. I think we take the Sailor of Means
and Essior.
And this Essior. I really do.
I do think
this is a good removal spell as well.
All these black cards are good, but they don't really work with Obeka if we tried to pick them up.
Yeah.
So I think Essior and Sailor Means is great pickups.
There's also Vow of Flight, which is really good on like Port Razor or.
Oh yeah, Vow of Flight is a removal as well.
I mean, we could do these two.
I think
Vow of Flight is also makes it so that someone can't attack you and they can't attack
so
your
it's
opponents.
basically removal.
In a way, it's removal. It's also really good on some of our creatures that care about.
You know what? Let's take the Vow of Flight. I think
you're right.
You talked me into it. Coastline Marauders is great.
So good.
Another Sailor
Means I think is perfect. I love the Boarding Party again.
But I think only one copy.
But here's the thing with Sailor Means. It's so undervalued. It's a 1/4, so it's got a big butt. It's decent body for defending. But that treasure token is so valuable. But look at this. This guy is insane, okay? Whenever he attacks, he gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each land defending player controls. So later on in the game, he's only a 3 toughness, but if someone has 8 lands in play, he's an 8/3 trampler.
Yeah, let's take both of them.
I like that.
Yeah, you see green was very open. Impulsive Pilfer.
Okay, and Anomalary Sphere.
Okay, I would have said Universal Solvent here because removal, but Armillary Sphere helps us cast Obeka, so this is the last chance you have. Do you get Armillary Sphere to cast Obeka, or do you get Universal Solvent to keep the pirate train going? Personally, I think Armillary Sphere so we can swap out decks during matches.
Okay, I kind of like that. So I just want to give a mention to here. This card is insane. Okay?
Yeah.
Green is my one deck that I did this was my commander, and there were turns when I cast the 7-drop dinosaur with reach that has Cascade. Yeah. And so it cascaded, and then she cascaded, so double cascade, and I cascaded into a 6-drop, like Confiscate or Interpret the Signs, whatever, and cascaded again.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty insane. But
I think
I like these two picks. Even Surveyor deserves a mention because we could bounce something to help our pirates get in.
Yeah, but I think Avon Surveyor is better in the flyer deck, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. I think these two are great. The turtle!
The turtle comes out.
Look, you see all these good green cards? Gosh. Look at Hamza.
This card is so insane, you guys. This card is such a powerful commander. I just want to talk about this guy because it's like Animar, Soul of Elements. Mm-hmm. That as long as you have +1/+1 encounters on creatures, then he costs less and all your other creatures cost less.
Yes.
For each creature you control with at least 1+1/+1 encounter on it. Anyway, we're just going to take these two.
Yeah. And gain control target creature is actually not bad in the pirate deck.
It's not.
And probably Crushing Vines because we don't want that to happen to us.
Yeah. And Goblin Trailblazer comes back. Okay.
Now this is a hard decision.
It really is.
That I will let my father make. I do think the Obeka deck, from what I'm looking, is more fun because we have a lot more combo potential, and people really like combo games. I feel like in Commander Legends. Not combo games as in.
When you say people, I mean how familiar are people with this format?
No, I mean I feel like if you're the Commander player, the Commander Legends, every game's gonna go slow. Watching a player combo off, as long as it isn't like too bad, like if it doesn't take like a year to do, I think is very fun.
Here's my concern with the whole combo
aspect
game plan.
Yeah,
is that I would really have to figure it out. Like, what are the combos basically, we're looking at? Like,
I'm going to tell you how this works.
Okay, let's look at the potential combos with Obeka. And for now, I'm just going to put Obeka over here.
So
and say, okay, for now, this is our commander. And we almost have a 60-card deck already, guys. We're almost there.
There's a lot of things that combo with Obeka. If you look at Zara, for example, Zara Renegade Leader, I believe that's her name. She's the blue-red pirate with flying.
Renegade Recruiter.
Return that creature to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So how Obeka works with this trigger is you keep that creature forever. I'm just saying Obeka is pretty cool, but as well with other cards too. Like if we encore a creature out, right, and then someone exiles our graveyard, we just end the turn. And then the encore trigger doesn't happen, and we don't exile.
So here's the only thing: is we can't just end the turn at random. Okay.
We can only end it during our turn.
Well, it says the player whose turn it is may end the turn.
Yeah.
So on our turn, we can always choose to end.
And I've been always saying on our turn.
Now I think that I think we could technically build 2 decks. You know.
I think we could. But personally, I think just regular boring pirates where we just attack the opponent every turn is not as fun.
But that's still not boring. I mean, we got some crazy good stuff with our pirates.
It's not boring, but there's a lot more things too. Like for example, Coercive Recruiter. Oh no, Port Raiser, the 5-man or Coercive Recruiter can steal creatures and then we can end the turn. Port Raiser, we can attack players and get a lot of attack steps. If they try to answer Port Raiser, we just end the turn.
Okay, so let's look at all of the crazy, awesome cards with Obeka. Okay, so we've got Zara.
Any Encore card counts.
Which one is it? Oh, it's this one, the Coercive Recruiter.
Briarblade Adept, the 5-mana one that says when it attacks with the Encore, it technically works.
Okay. So we could keep those tokens.
Yeah.
Portent of Betrayal. Gain control coming into the end of turn. We can just end the turn and keep control of it.
When it attacks, what does the... Okay, wait. Go to Fathom Fleet really quick. The bottom one, the 4-mana.
Uh-huh.
When it attacks, it deals damage to the target player. Okay, so how this works, actually...
And it's got Encore too. Okay.
But here's
I didn't realize it had Encore
here's another
as well.
thing that Fathom Fleet Swordjack actually does pretty well with Obeka, is if we attack and we know it's going to die, we can just end the turn.
As soon as the damage is dealt from the artifacts we control, we can just end the turn, right?
Yeah, what else do we got? We got...
So any of these that are Encore, well, I'm just going to start putting over here.
Yeah,
because I think that the skirmishers. I'm really glad we picked these up early.
I don't know if it is exactly how it works. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Merchant Raiders is just good. It's not.
Yeah, it's just so good.
I mean, we can end the turn when they want to kill it, I guess. Sakashima, we can copy Obeka.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna keep that in. Okay, let's see our 3-drops. We have
Fall from Favor, Hold Breacher,
Coastline Marauders.
Oh, that has Encore as well.
Stop.
See, I haven't played with these cards, so I'm not... Okay, I think we can get rid of Valakut Invoker.
Yeah, and...
We have a Furnace Celebration.
We do, but we don't... Can we sacrifice a lot of artifacts quickly?
Well,
Not really.
I mean, you have to pay 2 to get this effect.
I think we don't need Furnace Celebration.
Okay, you know what? Let's put it up. I mean, we got a lot of cuts to make. I'm going to put it in a different pile that it's... So I've already put Amorphous Axe up here, Valakut Invoker. Haunted Cloak, I think can go.
Yeah. I think we need Spectral Searchlight.
I think we do. I think we need the Prophetic Prism.
And the Armillary Sphere. Impulsive Pilfer is my favorite card with this mechanic.
Okay, and now we have 2 of those, so I think that we could have had 3. I'm almost wondering now we got the Maelstrom Colossus.
Well, no. I don't... Okay, we're going to have a real talk here. Do you want to play the Obeka deck, or do you want to try and just do Pirates?
No, I think we should play the Obeka deck.
Okay, we're going to try it. This is going to be fun. Okay.
I mean, that being said, we have 47 cards. That's with cutting a few of them already. 47 cards, and we need to get it down to a 30.
So I'm just going to cut a lot of cards out of the gate, okay?
Like, we have to get down to 36, 35 cards.
Yeah, so I'm going to cut a lot of the cards.
Well, let's talk about them still.
Blade Brand needs cut.
I think Blade Brand can go, yes.
Okay, all the 2-drops can stay for now. I think 1 Trailblazer can go as well.
I think so too. Let's put it up here.
For the 3-drops, I think actually Thirst for Knowledge is not as useful because we did not pick a lot of artifacts.
We didn't. And yeah, I think that might be a cut. I think you're right.
Vow of Flight, I say we take out for now until we look at a removal package. Because so far, we have Supreme Will as removal. And Fiery Cannonade, Fall from Favor, Merchant Raiders. Anything that steals and technically we end the turn with Obeka works.
I mean, these are all like crazy removal in a way because like all the ones where we can steal stuff, you know.
I think
and Brazen steals stuff too. You know?
I think cutting some things that are not pirates might be better, and I think we should put them in a pile. For example, Jury and Viserys Seer we should put in a pile in case we need to cut them.
Okay.
Victimize is good. Vow of Flight we should take out probably.
I mean, probably. I really like it with Port Razor and with what else? Like other things that steal stuff.
But we're doing Obeka. Fiery Cannonade I think we should keep. And Victimize
I love Victimize.
Is a maybe get rid of. Merchant Raiders we keep. Sakashima we keep. Thorn of the Black Rose I think is a keep even if we are the pirate deck. Or more pirate. I think
the cool thing about Thorn of the Black Rose is that you become the monarch and then people don't want to attack you
because you have a Death Toucher.
Now, that being said, like flying, there's a lot of flying creatures, and that's one thing that we are not very good against right now like attacking flyers.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Monarch, like I think it's such a great mechanic, and it really encourages
Players to attack.
But so you become the Monarch, you attack the Monarch, you get the Monarch, you draw a card at the end of the turn.
Yeah, which
But
actually
then it's like, okay, now you're the target. Now everyone wants to attack you, so they can become the Monarch and they can draw.
Which is actually funny because we don't want to end the turn with Obeka if we're the Monarch because it's an end step trigger.
That is a good point.
So we might want to cut more Monarch cards, except for Fall from Favor. I think Fall from Favor is the only exception to that rule.
I mean, we do have one Crimson Fleet Commodore.
And Crimson Creek because it's...
And Thorn of the Black Rose. Like, those are the two Monarch cards.
And Fall from Favor.
And Fall from Favor.
I think we don't need Thorn of the Black Rose then. I said we cut it.
Okay, I'm going to put it up here in the...
Maybe
pile. This is the one we're still...
I think we can cut Tormod as well. Tormod is the 4-mana whenever a creature... Yeah. We're not really built for that.
I mean, we have... What do we have? We have the Briar Blade that has Encore. We have Coastline Marauders. We have Impulsive Pilferers, Kai'Sa Skirmishers, Fathom Fleet Swordjack, and Trove Checker. All of those have...
But we're doing
Encore.
the hard cuts. We're doing the hard cuts.
Okay. Like, I would love to be able to keep this guy in.
I think we can get rid of the Twins and Nadir, even though I love Nadir in this deck.
Yeah, I think we can definitely get rid of the Twins.
Nadir is a card that is so good with all pirates because you sacrifice the treasures, they get treasures, and then you sacrifice her, and then you get a ton of green on ones, and then you sacrifice all of those. See, that's all really good and all.
I mean, we don't. Here's the other thing: is like Viserys Seer. What do we like? Viserys Seer is our only sacrifice outlet. Really, I mean, we have Victimize, but as far as like a static, no cost sacrifice a creature, this is really it.
Yeah.
So,
and the only thing we really have to benefit off of that is Jury, pretty much, and Dargo.
Dargo also sacrifices stuff.
Yeah. Well, technically, Dargo, actually, you can sacrifice any number of artifacts. Any number. So you can
creatures.
Anything. You can sacrifice anything.
Well, no, it's just artifacts.
No,
and
like, I meant a bunch of things. But it's a one-time thing. It's not, like, repeatable.
Yeah.
That being said, we should probably keep at least one black card in the deck for Obeka.
I mean, yeah. Well, we've got so these are the black cards over here.
So far,
that's all that we have left.
I mean, we could honestly just cut every single black card and literally go red, blue, splashing Obeka.
Red, blue, splash Obeka for all these cool effects.
Okay, so since we're doing the Obeka plan, Forceful Denial, I don't know, it kind of seems expensive.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I do love having a counterspell option in the deck.
True, but we have Supreme Will.
Yeah, but that's only if they, it's only like a mana leak,
Yeah. I think we can get rid of Interpret the Signs, though.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, because we're doing stuff from them, we don't. Yeah, let's get rid of that. So Forceful Denial is up here in the maybe, right?
I think it should be down with the black cards, because if we're running black, then I think Forceful Denial would be an auto-include. I think we can cut Maelstrom Colossus. I'm sorry.
I am too, and I took it so high, but now I wish I had the Impulsive Pilferer. My son was right. Skylar was right.
Okay. Toggo we could probably take out.
So let's look at it. So these rocks, we get them as whenever
a land.
We have a land into the battlefield. So they're just there, right?
And then we equip the rocks, and we can kill things with the rocks.
If we equip them for 1 and pay 1 to tap the creature that is equipped to, so it's basically 2 mana to deal 2 damage to any target.
Also, another thing I forgot to mention is that Dargo can sacrifice these rocks to make him cheaper. Yep.
These rocks also, when they get sacrificed, they help out Jury.
So I think then we have to make a decision whether we want sacrifice outlets. If we do, then I think it would be more fun to have some sacrifice fodder. So that means I do think we should have Viserys Seer, Jury, Victimize, and Toggo in the deck.
So just to put things in perspective, though, we are down to 39 cards, 2 of which are lands. So we're down to 37 cards. We only have 1 commander. So we're building a 59 card deck. We want 24 lands.
Yes.
So we're really close.
We just need to cut 1 or 2 more cards. So I do think we should keep all of the cards in except for 2 that I'm looking at. I think the Briarblade Adept we don't really need as a card.
I think you're right. So really, we only have to cut 1, maybe 2 of these. I think it's Forceful Denial.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but again, so here's the thing. We didn't take a lot of spot removal. We didn't take Murder or Stone Fury or those things.
But we're doing things that are more fun.
But we're doing things that are more fun. And here's the other thing, is that those cards are a 1-for-1.
Yeah.
So this is a good commander lesson.
I mean, technically every single one of our game control spells is removal if we think about it hard enough.
Exactly. This is so much more powerful removal because not only we're getting something off the board of our opponent's side, we're getting it on the board on our side.
Okay, I just got to mention to you how Obeka stacks, right?
Okay.
If you go over to the Encore thing, right? And just for example, it says exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token that attacks.
Yep.
They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. So when that trigger happens, because it's the next end step, if you do it immediately, they're going to die. Because it's the next end step. You have to do it when that trigger is there.
Because when you end the turn, you don't get to the end step.
No, I know, but it's the next end step. So for their turn, you have to trigger it because sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step.
So you have to trigger it
when that trigger happens.
Because then you've got to the end step.
Yeah,
that's a really good point.
So I have to mention this because I feel like you're gonna mess up and do that immediately.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a very good point.
So I have to make sure to end the turn.
This is why my son is the magic genius. Scrapdiver Serpent might be another one we could get rid of.
Actually, I forgot that card existed. Let's take that out and put in Forceful Denial in.
So right now
we have 34 cards.
Okay, well let's add lands, and then we'll talk about these options as one more.
Okay, so I think we should add a card.
I think we should add a card. Let's add lands first.
Okay.
Okay.
Sort by converted mana cost to keep my sanity.
Okay. Okay, sort by converted mana cost.
That's a pretty good curve.
That's an excellent curve.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
That's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this deck.
I am too. This is fantastic.
Okay, let's add some basic
lands.
Alright,
so now let's add some basic lands. So we need a few more forests. No.
I think one more black source would be useful, considering that most of our black cards are actually cheaper.
Yeah, you might be right.
So maybe cutting one red source.
And one red.
Yeah. That actually
10, 8, 4.
Technically,
plus we got a Rupture Spire, and we've got this training center.
So technically, with counting, we have 10 blue sources, 12 red sources, and 5 swamps. Technically, we have more because of Armillary Sphere and Prophetic Prism and Spectral Searchlight. So I think this is good.
I think it's good too. Okay, so you're right. That's 58 cards, 24 lands.
One counting our commander. So we just need one more card.
So let's look at the options.
I think
so. We've got Goblin Trailblazer, which is another goblin. We've got Furnace Celebration, which is it's not a sacrifice
outlet
though.
It's a payoff.
Just a payoff. So I think none of these red cards. There's Maelstrom Colossus.
Okay, so I think for options that we're putting in the deck, Vow of Flight, Forceful Denial, Maelstrom Colossus, and Goblin Trailblazer.
Okay, let's put them over here.
And each one has their own argument. For Goblin Trailblazer, it helps fix our curve, and it's a pirate. For Vow of Flight, it's a removal spell that also makes our creatures flying.
And I think this is the most versatile removal spell.
Yeah. Forceful Denial.
Something. Okay, we have to keep up mana. If we're using breaches to cast their stuff, we're not going to be wanting to hold up a Forceful Denial.
I think Vow of Flight is the
right.
pick. Maelstrom. I think we put in Maelstrom Colossus
and
when we want to go.
Here's the other thing: is that it makes our curve even prettier.
Stop.
Okay, so I'm really excited about this deck. 59 cards. We've got Obeka.
Let's go into a game. This is really cool.
Let's save this. Let's jump into a game, and let's see how this deck goes.
I think this is gonna be really fun.